Woods Cook entry in the far lane and George Montgomery in the near lane. It's California versus Ohio in a battle of the gassers. Cook dared Montgomery to run against him, and this is the chance he's been begging for. Montgomery walks away with the run, and later, the A gas. Next, it's the F Gasser Trophy run. And Dave Koppel's Flintstone Flyer is the easy victor. 62 Dodge leads off with a B stock automatic win. Coleman takes home the D stock trophy with his little Lord POTUS. This year's runner-up for Mr. Stock Eliminator keeps Dodge hopes very much alive with another impressive run. Two Pontiacs duel in the B Factory experimental class with Jim Wangers, the number 926, winning it. Powered AA dragster against Ron Abbott in Hellzapoppin'. It's Garlett's all-the-way machine. Jim Parsons, a street roadster with a 63 Dodge engine. Herman Moser takes a super stock automatic run as the big stockers take to the strip. Dodge wraps up the super stock automatic class trophy. Dodge is going great at the National. Wins the A stock automatic crown in a 62 Pontiac. Gasser takes off, and then the A Factory experimental job. But Dave Koppel can't hold his lead, and Dave Strickler comes on to win the The B Factory experimental takes the modified sports car. Wangers jumps the gun, and Dave Strickler wins the Little Eliminator Trophy with an elapsed time of 12.1 seconds. Now with a speed of 118.11 miles an hour and win over Ralph D. The run, Peter Schattinger in the near lane, last year's Little Eliminator, loses to Hugh Tucker. Final, George Montgomery versus Gene Allitzer, who previously drew a bye because he was odd man in the 9-man field. Both cars are A gassers with Montgomery into the competition eliminator semifinal. The Yount brothers take on Harrison Jacob, Bo Weevil. John Yount beats the Weevil versus Neely in a competition coupe. Yount in the near lane is never headed as he versus Connie Kalita, co-holders of the national speed record. They blast off, and Kalita, despite the fact that he dropped his oil plug, wins the heat as Colette is disqualified. In a close-fought battle, Bodnick wins. Bodnick, a 19-year-old part-time carpenter, versus the 25-year-old veteran, Kalita. Bodnick, off like a flash, gives it everything he's got, and takes it. Bodnick isn't a hero yet. He's got to beat Big Daddy, Don Garlett. Knowing that Bodnick has been posting better elapsed time, Garlett's gambled and jumps the start. He's disqualified with an 8.67 elapsed time.
He record of 206.88 miles per hour for the finish line timing trap. 11 miles an hour faster than last year's best 6 second. But the big news was Don Prudhomme's piloting the Hawaiian. Prudhomme put over 200-mile-an-hour, 7.5-second runs back-to-back and raced off with a top fuel eliminator trophy, wheelies, and one intentional one with Wild Bill Shrewsbury at the controls of the Hearst's Hemi Underglass. First round for the top fuelers, and Maynard Rupp proves that his Bristol win was no fluke by beating Connie Kalita twice in a row. Tommy Ivo, look out, Rupp loses it, but Ivo stays on course, hitting almost 200. Last race in round 2, and Don Garlett's jumps the start against Tommy Hoover. Garlett's is out early. And Ron Colson Stiletto puts away Mark Pierre's Why Not? 3 top gas car owner versus national record holder George Wolthoff. Hobbs goes into the semifinals against Corey. Dave Strickler, the match bash winner from Bristol, eliminates Bristol's top stock eliminator Mike Schmidt. For example, in the junior stock eliminator semifinals, Bill Spanikos gets the green light first. Dave Toppel with the more powerful car doesn't wait long enough for his go signal and is the other street semi, Tom Holderbaum, with another large handicap, slides into the grass, giving Ferd Napfel's Storming Bull a clear, easy victory. Competition eliminator semis. Pete Schattinger, one of the finalists at Bristol, gets a good jump, but has to hustle to hold off a hard-charging Bill Smith. Francis O'Connor is last out of the hole against Vinnie Goodmaster, but look at that top-end burst. Third round for the top fuelers. Tommy Ivo gets a chance to rest this time as Jim Dunn jumps. Tom Hoover, on the other hand, gives it a real go as Don Westerdale's Ram Charger loses it. Round 4 for the top stock. Unknown Bud Schellenberger keeps rolling as Dave Strickler is disqualified. Final eliminator at the Winter Nationals runs heads up with Joe Smith. It's even all the way with Lawton just pulling it out through the trap. Lawton comes up against Coble, but gets a bad bouncing start as Coble smokes it through all the way. Ford running for the top stock eliminator trophy. It's even all the way with Schellenberger just pulling it out in 12.2 seconds for the top end speed of 114. Don Callender versus Bill Spanikos. It's another head-to-head run with Callender just edging out Spanikos in 15.3 seconds with a run of 88. Pete Schattinger has an easy time of it against Francis O'Connor, turning 120 miles per hour in 10 points. Ferd Napfel and Carl Kirk. Kirk has a big handicap, but comes on strong and almost takes the Storming Bull, but not quite. Top gas semifinal. Phil Hobbs and Ron Colson go at it head-to-head with Hobbs blasting into the final against Gordon Collette, the owner of 1963's Top Gas Eliminator, versus Collette, 1964's Top Gas Eliminator. Hobbs takes it back in 60. Ivo versus Tom Hoover. TD Tommy Ivo stays in there all the way to win. Now he'll meet Verdome gets the jump this time and really lets it out, hitting 207.33 miles per hour in 7.5 seconds. What a finish!
In a runoff between Jack Ewell and Brief Automotive, Ewell wins with a 7.9 ET, 200.44 miles an hour. From Long Beach, California, comes up against Bobby Langley, three-time state champion of Texas. And Paul wins with a 7-point Sam Reitzel. It's close, but Turk Cox wins. From Honolulu, Hawaii, competes with Wilfred Barlag and leads all the way. Tampa, Florida, in Ed Pink's Old Bastard, challenges Paul Sutherland. Sutherland swindled Walnut Creek, tackles Horsepower Engineering. But losers. Wins with a good, honest effort at 202.7 over Fox against Chrome Prometer Rue of Seattle. The red light claims another victim, and it's the Silver Fox who trips the clock. The driver, Kenny Stafford, matched against Danny Angias. And Angias loses. Horsepower Engineering again with a real good run. Sutherland has to shut off, and the top dog is Mike Sirocco.
Eliminator prizes with a run of 10.10 and a top-end speed of 141. Car a head start is in effect as the top stock Eliminator runoffs progress. Dave Strickler's Dodge runs against Butch Leal's new Plymouth. Strickler holds a handicap lead as Fauble and the Ram Chargers return. Will foul, and the Ram Chargers' Mike Buckles will meet Strickler in the semifinal. He rolled to the line for the A-Fuel Dragster Trophy run. And Malone takes it with an ET of 8.74. Delight for the Ford fans with an impressive win in the middle stock Eliminator event. The Mustang's time was 12.28 and top speed was 105.75. Farmer Arnie Beswick looks like he's on a solo run, but overtakes the T-Bird on a Sportsmanator dash. The flagman sends him off. A Paradise Ford entry in the near lane and Dick Clark's Falcon in the far lane. And Dick Clark takes the little stock Eliminator run. Ford takes an early lead, but Beswick's storming Pontiac roars by for a Sportsman Eliminator victory. Strickler and Mike Buckles return for the all-Dodge semifinal. But Strickler won't repeat as this year's Phoenix Stock Eliminator. Dave has jumped the start, and the Ram Chargers are in the final. Product and Nick Colbert, but holds the handicap lead, and the quarter horse gallops on its way to the middle stock win. Fuel Eliminator final between Tom Hoover and Gene Turk follows the stock car run. Hoover moves first and becomes the top Fuel Eliminator. Then Terry and Brent Burge meet in the middle stock Eliminator final. But Terry's all alone on most of the run and wins the title with ease. The Ram Chargers Dodge has to spot Del Blades in his Chevy, what must have looked like half the length of the strip to Mike Buckles. Blades faced Strickler under the same conditions in last year's final. But the Dodge quickly catches the Chevy and Blades and Dodge for the second consecutive